Hunchback.
Got posture.
Hello, Owner Get Owned family. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show where we teach you how to own
So you don't get owned.
in real estate. I'm your host and lender, David.
And I'm your local real estate agent and architect, Hero.
All right. Welcome to this week's episode, guys. As always, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Hero, how's it going, my guy?
Trying to get my mic to be level with my mouth. I don't know if I said that the right way, but yeah.
So we're trying to keep a big theme right now on posture.
Yeah, I look like I'm slouching all the time when I'm recording, so.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I naturally kind of slouch, but just seeing ourselves on video, I'm just like more conscious of it.
Yeah, if anything, I've learned that I'm more annoying than I thought I was. You know, my posture is weird. The mannerisms of what I say what do I say a lot? I say a lot. I say basically a lot.
But I did hear that at least in like call center setting, which I kind of where I started, using and like using like and stuff like that, it humanizes you.
Oh,
So it actually is a good thing.
Oh, interesting.
But it can get annoying too.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was my intent, right? I'm humanizing myself.
Hero the human. So, as always, every week we talk about our resolution check-in. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Still working out. My heel hurts though. I think I have plantar fasciitis or whatever you call it.
Running?
Yeah, so I need to start stretching my Achilles, arch of my foot and my Achilles a little bit more.
Is it a shoe thing? I heard that's common.
Yeah. So again, all you listeners, David is going to be running the half marathon with us if he gets 50 likes.
50 likes, which is a pretty low bar. But we get it. You know, you heard it here first.
So this episode should be airing on March 6th. That means the reel that comes out on March 8th. 8th. If that one gets 50 likes, David will sign up for the half marathon, OC half marathon.
So to give you guys a background, I don't run. I haven't ran like that since really high school.
Okay.
So this is going to be a struggle.
All right.
But, you know, I promise it here. If the 50 likes is there. 49? Nope. 50 on a dot. Yes.
Okay.
It's fair.
We'll see if David owns or gets owned by the OC half marathon.
I think either direction I'm going to get owned.
How's your resolution though?
So coming back to my back, I felt like it was getting a lot better. And I made the mistake of playing golf. And on the first swing of the first hole, I completely destroyed it.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, I was basically using a club as a cane to walk. And I foolishly chose a walking course instead of a riding course. So I walked with my back hurting. So yeah, needless to say, I made a bad decision. Vicky told me not to golf, so I had to take it easy. But I said I'm going to. And here I am. I took a huge, major step back. I'm actually going to go to doctors. It's getting pretty bad. Like, it's to a point where when I
went
sneeze.
From the year of owning to getting owned.
It's to a point where when I sneeze, like I have a shooting pain that goes up. So like I seen it.
You might have a pinched nerve or something.
I think that's what it is. It's just really painful. But anyways, so sadly to say, my resolution is in shambles.
Well, you know, don't give up hope. All you listeners as well. We're gonna still keep trucking along and get healthy together.
Yeah, let's get healthy together. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the topic of the day.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
This is, I would say, one of the most common questions that we receive as folks in the industry, right? So it's down and dirty. So to specify, it's about down payment.
Yeah. Get your mind out of the gutter. Keeping it clean. Down and dirty. I mean, the dirty info about down payments, right? So you want to get nitty gritty with it. I mean, to put it simply, you don't need as much money as you think.
Yeah, so I know the rule of thumb. A lot of people say it's like, oh, I don't have 20%. I'm waiting for 20%. So I actually Googled this, did a little bit of research. Where did that 20% standard come from?
Ooh, that's actually good. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so it actually dates back to the Great Depression.
Okay.
So prior to that, economy was booming, default rates are super low. So a large down payment wasn't really a concept before that.
Okay.
But as the banks saw their default rates go up,
Uh-huh.
and foreclosure rates go up, and just in general, economy is doing terrible.
Uh-huh.
So to own an asset class, you have to have your own basically skin in the game. So that 20% became minted as kind of like the unofficial standard. And unfortunately, that's stigma. I don't know if to call it a stigma, but that standard, quote unquote standard, has even carried till today.
Wow.
A lot of people, especially, you know, I would say that's my parents' age and older, they can't fathom, you know, not doing 20% because
True.
again, that's what they were taught.
Yeah.
Right. So we're here to teach you that 20% is not a necessity, nor what I believe to be the best first-time homebuyer move.
Okay.
So if you really think about it, right? Myself, I put 10% down on my first purchase.
Okay.
And Hero, you put
3.5.
3.5% down. So reason being isn't, I don't want to speak for Hero, but I had the money to put 20% down. But I specifically chose not to do that because I knew it wasn't my forever home. And I wanted my equity that I'm going to build to go to work for me.
Yep.
That I can use that equity to get myself into more of a permanent home, which I was luckily able to do with Hero's help.
Yeah, it's a common misconception, right? You want to save up for your dream home for your first purchase, which is very hard to do unless you have a big windfall of money coming into your lap. It's honestly really hard to find that dream home your first time. But what you can do is have some time in the market. It's always better to have time in the market than timing the market, right? Like the wise man said.
I like that.
So in this case, you want to make sure you go get yourself a house that just works and has really good upside potential. Then use the equity from that house to get your second home. And maybe that second home is your dream home. Maybe the third one, maybe the fourth one. We're always here to help you out with that. But you want to make sure you take your time with it and get something at least to help you grow that equity first.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's very important to really specify again, I'm not an economist and I'm not a financial advisor, but my personal strategy was to put, you know, what I felt was a comfortable amount that also yielded to the payment I was comfortable with.
Yeah.
So again, some people are comfortable with X amount in payment. So if you need to put more down to get to that comfort payment range, then you got to do it.
It's like a seesaw, right? Down payment, high down payment, low monthly payments, high monthly payments, low down payment.
You're just, simple concept, right? You're borrowing less money. If you borrow more money, it's going to cost you more.
Yeah, but the amount of time you want to spend in that home really does dictate how much money you want to put down in it. Liquid, illiquid, these are things that associate with investments. In this case, I mean, if it's not an asset that's generating you income, it's not technically an investment. But you know, it's kind of easy to see it that way. It's a big home, it's a big purchase. If it does appreciate in value, kind of it is an investment. But yeah, it's important to make sure you know the timeline of how long you want to stay in that home.
Yeah. And then now that we talked about kind of what we believe is kind of like the myth behind it, right? Let's talk about what other options first-time home owners have.
Okay.
Right? So I think one that's out there that's very first-time home buyer friendly is the FHA product.
Yep.
3.5%. Their debt to income ratio restrictions are, you know, I don't want to say loosest, they're easiest to qualify for. They are a little bit more lenient towards a lot of things, including down payment. 3.5% is it's a pretty low amount to get into a large home or a home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very flexible. There's also, depending on your credit score and all that good stuff, there's a conventional option too, where you're able to put 3% down. So conventional FHA, all these type of loans we'll be able to go into more detail in a different episode. But there are different types of loans with different types of guidelines, right? And also another product that requires actually 0% down, which is a super cool product. It's reserved for our veterans and members of our armed forces. So with VA loans, you're able to actually put 0 down. Now, if you want to put more down, if you want to put money down, you can. It's just that the minimum requirement is actually 0.
Wow. Holy smokes. It's pretty nice.
So that actually is a great segue into our sponsor of the week.
Sponsor of the week, our official sponsor this week actually is from Holy Smokes Barbecue.
Holy smokes.
Wow. Pun intended.
Pun intended. I like it.
Holy Smokes is a true mom and pop startup concept opening amidst the coronavirus pandemic. They have fought tooth and nail to bring the community what it deserves. A fantastic place to eat quality barbecue and enjoy craft beers with friends. We sincerely hope you enjoy our food. That's the message from the owners.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be releasing a reel based on our visit there.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The food was awesome. Their hospitality was Did I say that right?
Hospitality.
Yeah. Hospitality was very, very nice. So shout out to Tony and his wife.
I think the food coma translated to this too. Yeah, we had a lot of great food. Tri-tip, awesome.
The nachos were a crowd favorite.
Yeah, Tiff and I drove separate there. When we went home, the ride back, she didn't even pick up the phone and say hi, babe, to me. The first she said, babe, those nachos were the best I've had. So
shout out to Holy Smokes, and if you guys ever are if you guys are hungry for some barbecue, Holy Smokes.
And they actually have a special for us this week, 10% off your food if you name Holy Owns to the cash register, guys. They will give you 10% discount just this week. So please visit Holy Smokes Barbecue in La Palma.
Holy Smokes, what a deal.
Yeah, Holy Smokes. Thank you.
Thank you, Holy Smokes. All right, so let's move on to our Just a Tip.
Just the tip? Just the tip.
So just a tip this week, we were just kind of driving it home. 20% is not required. And the reason why we're kind of really driving home the point right now is because no matter how many times I preach that, and I try to tell my friends and family and clients, and it's all over social media, but people still, they're like, oh, I'm waiting for 20%, waiting for 20%.
Yeah, I mean, especially in times like now where the home prices are jumping up really fast, you got to make sure you can save up more than the appreciation of general housing market prices, or else you're going to end up buying the same kind of house. Because let's say the housing market jumps up by 5%. If you don't make more than that 5% appreciation on that home that you're dreaming about, you're going to end up buying a house that's around the same price level as what it was a year ago at less than 5%. It's just hard to keep up. So really think about that when you buy.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess kind of off topic, but kind of funny story. Right. When I was talking about how I bought my first house with 10% down, so one of the mistakes that I made, I think I made a great decision with 10% down. But one mistake I made.
You patting yourself on the back there?
Yeah, that a little bit, yeah, because I think I timed the market very well, which is very lucky. There's no skill involved. But one mistake that I made, and I can never make up for this, is I went into I bought a new construction. I went in there and I was like, I like this one. I think I want to buy it. And I did not consult with my girlfriend at the time, fiance now, long time girlfriend.
You're lucky that's fiance now.
Yeah, exactly. I could be here sitting single, but so
in a house.
Yeah, exactly. So I talked to her about it. I was like, yeah, I like this house. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then during lunch, I went to the bank, got my deposit, like my cashier's check. I put it down. I came back home. And I was like, yeah, babes, I put that deposit down. And she's like, you what? And then I'm like playing it in my head. I'm like, oh, damn. I should probably talk to her first.
Yeah.
So that was a huge mistake. Although it was a great real estate move.
Yeah.
I did not consult with my better half. And she to this day brings that up.
I mean, I think communication is key, right? I mean, I'm guilty too. I bought a car without telling Tiff. So, I mean, we've talked about it, but again, just randomly during lunch. What I'm talking about. Randomly during lunch, I bought it. But I did the same thing with a dog too. I bought the dog without thinking about it. Pika. Like I bought her during lunch. So, I think communication is important.
But you know how to flip that into a positive? We're just go-getters.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back. No, honestly though, if you're buying anything of this big of a caliber, make sure you talk to your significant other if you have one. Even if it is just a girlfriend, you want to make sure you guys are on the same page, because you might want to make sure that they even want to live somewhere committed with you for that long, right? Because it is a big commitment. And in case you do rely on their income to pay for the mortgage too, you don't want to get them strapped into something they don't want, because rent is a little bit more flexible. But in the end, home purchases will always help you in value in the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, learn from my mistake. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, honestly. And don't feel like we're all judging here from the professional standpoint, from the real estate side as well. A lot of my common buyers are going to be 5%. There are a lot of first-time home buyers I work with, and they all start off around 5%. The ones that do get 10% or more are usually because family members are pitching in. I rarely ever see anyone that buys because they have 20% themselves. Like it's very honestly unheard of.
I think that's a good segue into our Q&A.
Yeah.
So this question actually is very relevant. It actually came from one of my current clients.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Nice is what I'm trying to say.
British all of a sudden. So I've been working with this person for about going on 2 months. She's a sweet person.
Okay.
Recent college grad. Trying to buy a condo in Ohio. And I've been talking to her, and she's like, I don't have the down payment. I don't have a down payment. And a lot of lenders turned her away. And I said, hey, there's more than just having money in your checking savings. And I was like, do you have any family member that are willing to gift you the money so you can buy this house?
That's
so I wasn't the first lender to talk to her. So we got in contact with her, and then she's like, yeah, I've been turned down everywhere. And I was like, well, let's talk about this. Let's think through this, right? So basically her question is, to paraphrase, is can you get down payment from other sources than just your own funds, like your checking and savings? So the answer is yes. And what we did was we were actually able to speak to her parents and give her parents basically gave her a gift fund. So its gift fund can cover down payment and closing cost for let's say an FHA loan that I'm doing.
It's just like what it sounds like. It's money gifted to you from a related family member.
Yep. So it has to be family or established relationship. So that definition can get kind of gray.
Can't be that person you met at the bar yesterday.
Can't do that one.
Yeah. If they bought you an AMF, it's not enough to be friends.
It's not enough.
Yeah, but I'll be your friend too. Yeah, exactly. I want an AMF actually.
I don't want.
Give me an old fashioned, please.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's creative ways to get you into a house and find down payment than just saving up your hard-earned money. That's just one way, right? So again, talk to us if you have any questions, or if you want to find other ways to potentially make your money and turn it into down payment, whether it's your money or your family money. Let's find a way to get you into a home, right?
You heard that? This guy can talk it through with his clients. Just lacks it in the relationship side. But no, he's working on it. No, but honestly though, we'll always talk it through with you. Make sure you have every option possible explored, so that way we can figure out what the best way and best strategy is to get you into that first home. So don't hesitate. Don't think that you can't buy until we actually talk to you about it, because you'll be surprised. There's a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah, and I think a good loan officer and a good agent will never tell someone that they can't. It's more so, how do we get there?
I don't think a good loan officer and good agent would, or a bad one, I don't think a bad loan officer and a bad agent would have the time to even do a podcast like this either.
Exactly.
Pat on the back.
we stay owning, my friend.
I think we need to stop right here.
All right. Well, signing off is David.
And this is Hero. Bye.
Thank you for the podcast. Thank you for the show. You just finished listening.